today's episode of the Director Business TV Talk Show. And today's topic, we will be discussing NPOs and is it still relevant today? We have with us none other than the brilliant Miss Mildred Stubbs. And accompanying her is a spectacular Miss Tynisa Jones. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to have both of you here because this is an important topic. I want to know if NPOs are still existent today. Now, mind you, viewers, Miss Mildred owns her own NPO. However, Tynisa doesn't own one right now. However, she is actually serving in the military. So from someone looking on the outside, they can say, well, okay, military is under the government. So therefore, is it NPO related as well? If you based on which angle you're looking at, it could possibly look at it that way. But we will uncover that during our conversation today. So Tynisa, let's start with you. Tell us a bit about being in the military and the type of work that you all have done to given back to society. Tell us.
Okay, thank you. The work that we do to give back to society, not only the obvious, defending the country against enemies, both foreign and domestic, of course, everybody knows that, but also just being able to help the soldiers and their family members on a daily basis. Okay, you're probably wondering, well, the soldiers are a part of the military. That's true, but their families aren't directly a part of the military because it's that soldier that signed the contract. It's that soldier that says, yes, I'm going to lay down my life if it comes to that. And the families support the soldiers. So we do also help those family members as well. During times of deployment, we make sure that we are keeping the families abreast of the situation, and the soldiers aren't always able to communicate with their family members right away. So we make sure to bridge that gap between them during those situations, for example. We also have financial support. Sometimes situations occur and we actually assist with financial support. There are different programs and organizations that we actually have within the military set up for that specifically. We have what's called a lending closet as well. When we have what's called a permanent change of station, a PCS, we don't necessarily have all those luxuries and the things that are coming in our shipment of our household goods with us as soon as we get to our next duty station. So we have a lending closet. And so we can go and sign out different things that we may need, comfort items, pots and pans, stuff of that nature to help us and the family members to, again, bridge that gap until we marry up with our household goods. There's many different things that we do. CFC is an annual fundraiser that we do be able to give back. We have different things in our military pay that comes out to establish soldier homes. And those are to help veterans so that they can have places to stay. Things of that nature, of course. Everyone's heard of the VA, so we have that. And we also have during times of sickness, right? We may get injured or sick, things of that nature, like serious illnesses. There are certain homes that we have where the family members can be right there on that medical campus, right there close to their loved ones. So there are many different things that we do to help not only the soldiers, but family members in society.
Right. Wow. Wow. So how do you all go about funding? Is it that it is all internally funded? Because you did mention you have a fundraiser, but apart from that, is it a government allocated budget for all of these activities? Or is it that you all literally have to write letters to corporate America to be able to help fund these different things?
For the most part, it's a hybrid approach.
Okay.
So the fundraiser, right? And of course, we love competition, right? We're number one. So within as far as the hybrid approach being from the within structure, we have, you know, the different units will say, okay, we raised this much money last year.
Right.
We need to raise X amount more, or this is our goal this year. So of course we have that competition. Competition breeds success.
That's
so of course
right.
we invite that element as well. So it's internal as well as external contributions for those different fundraisers.
Okay, great. So Mildred, in regards to your NPO, share a bit about it with us. And I would like to hear how you go about getting funding for your NPO today.
Well, my nonprofit, we reach out in the community. We help all type of families, home, youth, seniors, our Mommy and Me program, our homeless. And what we do is we do fundraisers as well. Might be a bake sale, might be some dinners. We might send out some letters to different people and ask for donations. We have some regular people that help out with donations, and then also we use some social media asking for donations. Sometimes we will partner with other people, like I partnered with a young lady who sells different items, and she we ordered some socks from her to put in our backpacks for the homeless. So we have a number of different things that we do to raise the funds. And then sometimes people just call us, you know, because they have donations and they want to give things and they want to know that it's being used by somebody who really needs the help.
Yes, correct. You're absolutely correct, because you don't want anyone taking all of this money or the clothing or whatever it may be, and they don't need it. They use it for the wrong purposes. But let me ask you a question. Do you still think that there is room or space for NPOs in this season? Are they still relevant? What do you ladies think?
Absolutely. I definitely believe that they're relevant. Like you said, you have to make sure, and the federal government helps us in doing that. We have to make sure that the NPO that we're supporting and is established is indeed doing it for the right reason. And I say that the federal government helps us in that because they have to be vetted in order to be established as an NPO in the first place. So if you're supporting an NPO, you can look them up, you know, and make sure that they're a legitimate NPO. But I definitely believe that there is a valid need for NPOs because there is so many opportunity for them to help in different genres, just all across, you know, low income situations to even higher income situations. It's so vast, the impact that an NPO can have. And of course, the impact one can have when partnering or contributing to an NPO.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. You are certainly correct. So do you think the volume of work is similar to having a profit organization? What do you think about that, Ms. Mildred?
Well, the nonprofit is a lot of work involved. Because whenever you're doing something, you have to make sure that everything is done correctly. You're getting everything done. You have to have a proper amount of just like you have to have the proper amount of people to work with you. You have to have a proper amount of volunteers or also employees, proper people on your board, because sometimes you have people on your board, but they don't know what to do or how to do. Then therefore, they're not helping you carry the part. You can't do this alone. So you have to have help. You have to have the proper amount of volunteers. And you also have to have somebody who is in tune with the vision that you have. Because some people, if they have a different vision, it's hard for them to work with you because they don't understand what you're doing. If you're feeding people, if you're clothing people, you know, you have to stay in with that realm of what you're doing and meeting the needs of people, because people have different avenues. And the small nonprofit is very helpful to the community because they have more time. Most of the bigger ones, you this and this, but the smaller ones can get impersonal. So you need what for your baby? You know, usually I'm gonna give you this, this, and this. But myself, I can ask you, what do you need for your baby? If you need a car seat, if you need a high chair, you know, I can work toward that, and then I can ask. If I don't have it myself, I can ask someone else for it. Whereas when you deal with the larger organizations, sometimes they just have a certain amount of things that they're going to do. So the smaller nonprofits, they bridge the gap for the larger ones, and it is it's very important. Another thing, because they work harder at what they're doing because it's a mission. It's something that either they've been through or something that they're just passionate about doing because they want to see the community improve. They want to see things get better. Like we're working with the homeless right now. This is a worldwide problem, and we really need to get, and it affects all of us. We went out of town this weekend. Our window got broke, and that's what they were saying. They think it's some of the people that's, you know, just transient through the night. So it's everybody's problem.
Right. Yes, I agree with you. It's everyone's problem. Do you think, though? So here's my question to you, Lee. Yes, an NPO is still relevant today because NPOs serve a lot of purposes, and we have even in the military, whereby it's when we won't deem it as an NPO, but it's a committee that is set up to serve the soldiers and their homes, their families, even whilst they are working on our behalf as a country. So we have people who are volunteering their time, their resources, you know, to ensure that we have a better community, meaning your country, your state, whatever have you. You spoke about the relevance, if it's still relevant today. My question to you is, with so many government-supported programs, right, as well as so many corporate organizations around, how can these two different private as well as public assist these NPOs to ensure that you all fulfill your need better?
That's a great question. I think it goes back to the partnerships. And like Mildred mentioned, the NPOs are birthed from someone's passion. Something happened to them or to someone close to them. For example, my business, Mary Kay, we have the Mary Kay Foundation. Right. And with that, not only do we help women and children in domestic violence situations by helping to establish shelters for them, right, but we also help scientists and researchers, doctors, by providing the funding for them to find cures for cancers affecting women. Right. So that's twofold. So of course that had to come from someone's passion. Yes. And in fact, this is the 25th anniversary of the Mary Kay Foundation. And so just that being a multi-billion-dollar empire in and of itself, Mary Kay Incorporated, and then having this foundation for those purposes, that in and of itself is a partnership. Right. And then just think of the other large organizations, like I said, the medical community, researchers, all of that. The partnerships is what propels it forward. And then everyone who may have been affected by those things, those two things, domestic violence, cancers, pouring into that one foundation are what made it possible for us to be celebrating the 25th anniversary this year of that foundation. All from someone's passion, someone's dream to help others.
Right.
Gotcha. I like that. I really, really like that. So let's talk about the business side of running an NPO, because it's easy for us to start a business for profit out of our own passion, right? And I know, Tynisa, you are really successful in your business in particular. So before I even get into my question, share a bit with us about your business and what led to your success.
Well, my new business is that I am a senior executive. I own my own business in entrepreneurship with Mary Kay Incorporated. So I am a director, sales director. And so, like I mentioned, the mission of Mary Kay is to enrich women's lives. And so, in a nutshell, with that, if I am focused on helping others, anything that I desire is going to be a byproduct of that.
Right.
Because my focus is helping others, helping them to achieve whatever goal they've set for themselves, be it personally with personal growth or financially to help them and their family get to a better financial situation for themselves, to help them grow, whatever goal it is that they have. Me helping them to achieve that is going to get me wherever I want to be and even beyond, further than I can imagine.
Yeah.
So that's what this business is all about, helping people get where they want to be. Because what we think, where we see ourselves right now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We can go so much further.
Yes.
So that is just a little bit about my business. And of course, I sell skincare and cosmetics. But what you receive when you're in my space and when you are a part of this business, even if it's just a purchase or start a business of your own, like I said, it's entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And the things that the products that I provide are just a vehicle for whatever else is to come.
Yeah.
You're going to get far more than what you thought.
That's correct. I love that. I love that very, very much. How you were able to even, it's more than just selling the product.
Exactly.
And that's all about customer experience, right?
Yes.
That's all about it. And like you, Miss Mildred, so I know you are into selling those beautiful gift baskets. And you yourself have been an entrepreneur for a number of years, for decades. How have you seen time change the way business is being done? Because the way business was done back then to now is two different things. And even more recent with the COVID, with the pandemic, business, the way we do business has really changed. For you, being around for so many decades and having a business for so long, how has it pushed your business? Has it pushed it forward or actually pushed it backward?
Well, it slowed it down quite a bit because people were not out and couldn't go out and all manners of things like that. And, a lot of people shifted to online, but computers don't like me. So I'm working on getting things online more, getting my baskets out there, pictures of them on more. And so that's what's going to help you, is being out there in the limelight more than what you have been, because it is not people want to go out, not want to do things, but they are wanting to still celebrate their loved ones. And that's what my baskets are for. They're for a birthday, an anniversary, a baby shower, a housewarming. And it's just like she said, it's not just the product that you're getting. I've never had an unsatisfied customer. And when they get that basket, they're just so overjoyed, so elated, because most of the time they call and say, I want this, this, and this. And I will make that basket, and it's just, with their favorite color or favorite theme. They might be pink or all manner of things, whatever favorite candy they like, whatever favorite perfume. So those are the things that I put in the basket. And then if I don't specially customize it for you, God gave me this gift to orchestrate things, and it's still filled with love and something beautiful that they can give to their loved one.
And you know what you all described there was customer experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
In your own way and in your own words, you both described customer experience.
Yes. And I want to make sure that.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always make sure, whatever I make is a representation of myself. So I'm always it got to be perfect. And because I want my customers to come back, and I do want them to tell a friend.
Yeah, exactly. And customer experience can either make or break our businesses. It can either push the business forward or push it backward. And that's exactly what people experience, whether they paid for a product or they didn't. Whether it was under an NPO or if it was under a regular profit business. The customer experience is what stands out the most, because guess what? If you have a nonprofit organization and your experience is horrible. So you are there to serve the homeless, or you're there to serve battered women. But the people who are serving and taking care of these individuals they lack empathy, or they're pretty harsh, or they themselves have their own issues. And they are now transferring that onto the recipients.
Yes.
It makes the experience horrible. So whether you have a business for profit or not profit, at the end of the day, it comes down to customer experience. Because guess what? Corporate America or corporate anywhere in the world will not want to invest in an organization that doesn't have a great testimony.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Tynisa, share with us a quick tip or strategy that you have learned over your years in serving in the military and having in your own business. Share with us some quick things that you believe would help any nonprofit organization excel in today's society.
Oh, the one main thing is something that we all learn back in kindergarten. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. It's all about the golden rule.
Yeah.
And making others feel special.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing that wraps all other tips.
Yeah.
It just takes all the other tips and wraps them with a nice bow.
Yeah.
Make others feel special.
Yeah.
Just like you were saying, you wouldn't want to have your hand outstretched for help and someone just slap it down or treat you harshly.
Yeah.
Show empathy, talk, be sincere, be genuine. And that's going to take you so much further than having a script and reading and thinking that, okay, this is what I need to say. And don't think that it's even about you, because it's not. It's about them and those whom you're trying to help.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the most important thing, helping others.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yes.
And we
so
have to keep that at the
I
forefront.
agree with you. What about you, Mildred? What can you share with us? Because you're a minister, you are in the church, which is naturally set up to be a nonprofit organization. You have your actual registered entity as well. In addition to which, you have your business. You have a lot of things going on for you. And you have a number of years under your belt, just like Tynisa, who have been serving our country for a number of years. Tell us, what would you recommend, or what would you say to us in order to have a successful NPO?
That is my same motto: treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And I always, and then God says, love thy neighbor as thyself. And so whatever I'm giving to someone is something that I would give myself. I'm not going to give anything that I'm not going to use. I'm not going to buy any type of thing to give to a person that I wouldn't use myself. As far as like our food, our snacks, when I do my videos, I tell people, whatever you like is what we want to put in our bags, in our backpacks, our gifts for our children. So whatever you do for yourself, do the same thing for that person that you're serving. And that's love thy neighbor as thyself. I believe in that.
Yeah, yeah. And it all comes back down to that servanthood mindset and lifestyle at the end of the day. Whether you're in the military, whether you're being paid to serve, or whether you are not being paid to serve, it's that servanthood lifestyle, where we are putting people in front of us. And that is what causes any business entity to actually succeed. Any type of business entity. That's what stands out. And I believe, Tynisa, you mentioned that, in your own business, you don't just sell products. The experience that they get to make them want to come back. I have learned a number of years. It's not always about the quality of your product. Because I have seen where some people have horrible products. Their cake might be tasting horrible, or the quality of the jewelry might be bad. But because the agent, the person who sold these,
Right.
with that smile, and it's like, how you're going, and that conversation, the community they built in that 5 minutes or 10 minutes right there. It's like that
Yes.
stood out. And I said,
Right.
I'm going to go back. I'm going back to support. And it's called reciprocity, whereby,
Right.
you receive kindness and you therefore willing, you're feeling obligated to reciprocate it. You want to go back and just give, buy from that person again, even though the product isn't the best. But, because
Right.
you feel obligated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's all about that personal connection.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And also following up with a person. Sometimes even if you're not trying to sell them something, but
Yeah.
just checking up on them, or maybe they needed something and you gave it to them. Just calling and checking up on them, because we don't know the state of a person's mind, and we don't know. But when we reach out, we're helping somebody, and we don't even know how a lot of the times, but we are helping somebody because people are going through all manner of things.
Yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely correct. So, lady, I want to say publicly thank you to Tynisa for serving our country, serving and giving of your best, of your time for all of these years. Tell us a bit about you and how can we find out more about you?
Well, you can find me through my website, which is maryk.com/Tynisa, and that's spelled Tynisa. And you can reach me directly by phone at 405-922-3352.
Awesome. Great. And what about you, Miss Mildred? Because people need to get in contact with you and to support your NPO as much as possible. So how can we find you?
I'm on Facebook under Mildred Stubbs, and I have my basket page, Mildred's Baskets and Gifts, and also my ministry, Sharing Love Ministries, Romans 12:9. You can also reach me by phone, 209-455-5524 or 209-354-1185. And also my website, which is Romans129love.org.
Awesome. Great. Thank you very much, ladies, for your time. Thank you so much for the work that you all are doing. And I wish you all great, great success.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you. So bye, everyone.
Thank you. God bless.
Bye.